All right. I know nobody's watching this but me. Ignore the kids stuff in the background. That's just my son's stuff. Anyway, sorry about the bad lighting, but I hear all about paper straws are supposed to save the environment and everything. So I thought I was going to try a paper straw for the first time, and it's going dark for some reason. So, yeah, this is the straw. Now, my first thoughts on the paper straw. Hold on, let me get a light on. Sorry about that. See if this helps. Oh, it does a little bit. Anyway, and my first thoughts on it are it looks thin and it feels kind of solid. My first impression of this straw is that it's like a miniature version of one of those, cardboard wrapping paper tubes that you bonk someone over the head with. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I noticed that the wall is kind of thin on it, but it feels, fairly sturdy. I got some water that I'm going to use, and I'm going to put it in the straw, and, I can drink water without it, but I was going to try to drink it with the straw and, give my opinion on how it holds up in liquid. So I'm putting it in. So far, moving the straw around as part of my test, it's basically, it seems like you can stir stuff with it like you can with the paper straw. I mean, not with the paper, but with the plastic straws. Starting to get a little bowed out there on the end. I don't want to drip the water on my keyboard. Anyway, now I'm going to try to drink out of it. All right, that was interesting. Like when you get a little bit of paper in your mouth and you want to spit it out? That's what putting your mouth on a paper straw is like. Now let me try rolling my lips over my teeth and seeing if that works. So far the straw is working. It feels like, I'm going to just touch the end that the water's in. I didn't mean to flip anyone off. It's actually starting to soften. The end of the straw that's soaking in the water, I'll leave it there to see what it does, but it's essentially starting to soften. And my opinion is that I don't think it's going to hold up like the plastic ones do. So far, it still works, but I can feel the end of the straw that's in the water softening. I know this is nuts, just watching me drink water through a straw in a glass on YouTube. But anyway, yeah, it feels very like the straw is softening because, I'm moving it around the glass. Because normally, if you're going to drink, out of a straw, there's like alcohol and, other stuff in it. This is just water. Well, I can feel the end of the straw softening. Yeah, it's actually starting to fray a bit. That's the end that's in the water. I'm going to try showing, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but the bottom is actually starting to kind of make like paper fuzz. Anyway, and again, ignore the crib and the toys behind me. But this is not a video for kids. This is a video for adults about paper straws and, for grown-ups to teach their kids about paper straws. Now, my initial thoughts on it are that, all right, now this is interesting. The part of the straw that I'm putting in my mouth is actually starting to collapse. And I'm not putting, I'm trying to hold it up to the camera to show you where it's starting to bend. I'm not putting any weight on, I'm not putting really any pressure on it. And it's actually getting harder to suck the liquid through the straw the more I drink out of it too. Yeah, the straw is actually, unfortunately, you can't see it on the camera. I see somebody join me. Hello, whoever you are. The straw is actually starting to basically collapse in on itself, with the part of it, the end of it that's sitting in the water, actually softening. Oh, wow. Okay, this just happened. The part that I'm putting in my mouth, again, I don't know if you can see this, is actually bending. Like right there, it's actually collapsing. And the other end is getting, the one in the water, just flipped it around, is getting more and more frayed. Now, again, I'm doing what I can to simulate, stirring it with, the stuff you do with the plastic straw with the paper one. And this is just water, y'all. Anyway, and the person just left. Anyway, yeah. Okay, I gotta stop. The straw is progressively falling apart, is basically what's happened. My thoughts on the paper straw are this, and I'm a millennial, and I'm going to say this from the perspective of a millennial. I like the idea of a unique kind of straw. I mean, I understand about the plastic problem. However, I think that paper straws need to go back to the drawing board, so to speak. They need to be reimagined, redesigned, because what feels like happens is every time I try to drink out of this straw, it folds in on itself. So I'm going to show you what it looks like now. And the straw itself collapses in on itself progressively more and more, and the ends you drink out of are become more and more flimsy. And sorry, I'm all over the place, but basically, I think with paper straws, the idea is cute, but it needs to go back to the drawing board. I think maybe, the plastic straws have more durability than the paper ones. I'm thinking what needs to happen is maybe redesign the plastic straw, or perhaps take the paper straw and work on actually making it more durable to hold up and be the same, the same as the plastic straws. Anyway, that's my review on paper straws.